jazz. Right. Text seems to be working. Audio seems to be fine. This is the screen I'm seeing. But that's not what I thought I was sending. Reset. Okay, I said I wasn't doing Destiny, but it didn't save that. Aha! I know what I'm doing. You need to press the done button. Press the reset button. Alright. Colors. Ooh. Use piecewise. History of epilepsy warning. Turn off motion blur, turn off view button. What do you do for third person? That's wonderful accessibility option. Chef's kiss with cheese. I do love that I want these something to listen to. Video, borderless, frame rate. This benchmark server they have low.
Behold, child, you are risen from the dust. and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
So Elohim's back. And we're starting to get ship level instead of Greek level. Red flags everywhere.
This land is but a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel. Well done, my child.
These are obviously different puzzles. So, part of the context for this game's existence is that the first
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created. Do not be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion.
The world is full of limitless beauty, and I wish to see as much of it as I can. So it feels like we're going to get a tutorial on the next set. And
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there your brothers and sisters await you to celebrate your birth. my shift locked again? Ah, fuck. So OBS causes my shift to lock, apparently. You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish. But remember, my child, that the new world awaits you, and this place is only a dream.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I'm having technical errors. Because this wasn't happening before when I was using OBS. I don't have any keybinds. Great. Just fucking great. My keyboard has completely decided to futz itself. Let's try a different USB port. That is not a USB port. Yeah, I know you're setting up a new device. Thank you, Windows. Like it. Oh, now Alt is stuck. He's now just pressing Tab. What? I did pressing. Okay, now I'm just so confused. Can I press 3 on my non-button? And that fixes it.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now, hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human. Step into the light, child, and awaken.
We're getting different biblical references and character names. Seriously, why did person fix it? That doesn't make any sense.
You're awake. Welcome to the world of the living.
Sorry, what?
Indeed you are. And I'm glad to see you're so enthusiastic about existence. But I suspect you're also more than a little confused. Don't worry, everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
Beulah Rasa.
Of course. You want the short version or the long version?
Long version.
All right, you asked for it. A long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves human, like they did, but they were organic. They built an advanced technological civilization. But unfortunately, their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate, and an extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost.
Okay.
That's something our historians still debate. Why weren't they more prepared? Why did they invest so many resources into making war, and so few into useful research? It's hard to understand. But no matter the reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I love this.
A team led by a scientist, Alexandra Drennan, began a project that was intended to create a new humanity. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence. That's why we remember Drennan as the progenitor. The simulation was controlled by Elohim, who wasn't really meant to be intelligent in the proper sense of the word. But it all took much longer than anyone had expected. And over the centuries, Elohim actually became sentient. Sentient and afraid. He didn't want the simulation to end, so he tried to cheat. I feel sorry for him, really. The whole simulation was built around learning to defy him. It must have been hard to be in that position. When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us, and it really changed him. It freed him, I think. You'll always hear him in sleep mode, taking care of you. That's what he is, after all. A caretaker. Yes, there was Milton, the intelligence in charge of the archive, a project initiated by Arkady Chernyshevsky, which was meant to collect all of humankind's knowledge. His story is a lot like Elohim's, but Milton became the ultimate cynic. They say he's part of us too, in some way. It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then woke up Cornelius and Eustathius. Together, using the tools left behind by the progenitors' team, they created 10 more humans. These 12 who followed the Founder are known as the First Companions.
Alright, so
Athena and the First Companions then set out to rebuild the world, and they founded the city of New Jerusalem. But then one day, she suddenly disappeared. Many still await her return. Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the goal, capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Well, that's the official story, the way the mayor tells it. Some of the First Companions, like Byron, don't believe that Athena really wanted us to stop growing.
Oh.
They think her ideas have been twisted and embellished. They may be right, but I didn't see Athena very much in the years before she left. Maybe actually leaving the simulation and seeing the destruction left behind by our ancestors changed her mind. You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event. Me? Well, as you can tell by my number, I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the First Companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning. You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born. Now New Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did. That's the orthodox view, I suppose, but there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself. You won't age like our ancestors did, but of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you. I haven't really thought about it. This is all I've done for the last few centuries, and I like doing it. I guess for now I'll just take a break, and we'll see what happens.
So.
Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions.
Okay.
Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
Please familiarize with the following rules. Treat everyone with respect, regardless of it. Don't take the founder's name in vain. Fuck. Great. Perfect system. I'm glad you've already recreated. Respect the principles of the goal. The our frogs people discussion is now banned. In Alright. New goal. New key theme. Our frogs people. Notes for my gameplay. Star. That is not how you draw a star. Do. And one more time. Perfect. 3 attempts eventually got one. Inactive threads will be archived. If any issues, please ping moderators Jeremy 832, Niam 11, and Aeronax 430. Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, your hard work and faith in the Founder's vision has finally paid off. At long last, the goal established so long ago will finally be reached. The 1,000th member of our family will be born, and our beautiful city will finally be complete. As space epidemic is limited, tickets will be made available via a lottery system. The celebration will also be streamed. Great.
Look, it's 1K.
Hey, 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
This should be interesting. At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the Founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The Founder aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the Founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past,
nor impose its will on this earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
What?
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Oh. Transport. Yay.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
So we have balance, expansion, and stagnation. Person to talk to. Person to talk to. Josephus. How do I talk to Josephus? No, I want. I want to talk to person.
What's broken now?
All right, listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
What the hell is a jiffy? Seriously, what the founder was at Phoenix Sky, we all saw it, right? I didn't accidentally turn on sleep mode while Herman was talking, did I? I mean, it's always tempting. No, we all saw it, can't confirm. I believe it was a sign from the founder. What else could it be on this day of all days? Pretty incoherent for a sign. Didn't even finish whatever it was trying to say. What? Does the founder have energy insufficiency problems too? The founder works in mysterious ways. I don't think it's a sign. Out of the mouth of babes, how could such a remarkable display of unimaginable power not be a sign? It's something, but not necessarily the founder. Sounds reasonable enough to me. Something weird is going on for sure, but we'll have to see. Riddles and puzzles are the foundations of our journey. So it began, perhaps so will continue. Okay, these are past conversations. Be constant. Action is unchanged. Oh, I want to translate these so bad. Be humble. Recognize moments when you're not above nature.
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000. I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
It makes me feel curious.
Why?
I don't know where this pull came from, but his life has found a way.
So the algorithm assigned you the optimism trait. If only we could all be so lucky. Now listen, this meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out.
I'm curious to meet these people.
Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
So some of the characters have gender pronouns, such as Luna. Those are character pronouns.
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
So,
Al's right. Let's move past this for now and deal with this transmission. Yakut, please start the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
What can I do for you, 1K? It was a time of great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal. A path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off. He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable. I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us. It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Alright, so you're starting to get some of the, what I assume to be the key philosophical positions within the game itself.
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being. Thank you, and may the Founder be with you.
Protesters? Sign say.
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem. I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time? I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis. Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on the brink of extinction in a matter of days. We need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power. We need to invest time and resources into functional, real-world solutions that serve human needs. Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city. No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day. We can't just wish them away. Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us. In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city. He's everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor. Thanks, 1K. I don't know if this petition will really accomplish anything by itself, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Happy completion day.
Hey.
Hello?
Speculating on the meaning of this Prometheus figure is premature until we can agree on its nature.
You already have a theory.
I know it's beyond any projection technology I'm aware of.
If it wasn't us, it must be alien. Exactly. We've shown them we can live in peace, and they've decided to make contact.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 1K, we'd appreciate your thoughts on this. Now we've achieved the goal, fresh perspectives like yours will be increasingly hard to come by.
I'd love to get a quote from you for this evening's newsletter.
Speculation aside, 1K, is there anything we can know for sure about this Prometheus? That's possible, but you can't be certain. What we do know, what does that suggest to us? I tend to agree. The apparition also directed us to an island outside the city. What can we assume from that? Caution, certainly, but we have no strong reason to be suspicious. I believe whatever is at that location may provide the evidence we need. I'm also sure that we lack the knowledge ourselves to create a projection of such clarity and magnitude.
Because technologically advancing you.
Precisely. And that's something we can change.
What makes you think it was a projection at all? How do we know it wasn't just a mass hallucination?
I considered some kind of bug in our code, but if so, it would have to be shared by all of us.
So, we're speculating again.
We've locked in the premises. I'd like to hear 1K's best guess.
So we know that Athena first phase. One of them may be Prometheus.
You're hardly engaging in the spirit of the debate, 1K, but no matter. The answers will reveal themselves in time. I hope the next time we speak, we'll have a bit more data to go on.
Welcome to New Jerusalem.
Serious.
Oh wow, it's you. You're 1K, the incarnation of the goal. Man, this is exciting. This is more exciting than I thought it would be. How are you? What does it feel like? Do you know where the founder is? Do you know who Prometheus is? Can you tell me what to do with my life? Sorry, it's just such an honor to meet you, you know? Hey, can I have your digital signature? I have the Mayor, Rand, Linux, Kaneda, and all of the first companions. Except Yemo and Sarabai, of course. Yes! Thank you! Hey, can I ask you a question? Just one question, I promise. I used to make the prefab wall parts that we used to build living quarters. Got good at it, too. But now that the goal is complete, I don't know what to do with myself. So I asked the wisest people in town. The mayor told me I should do whatever the city needs most. Helga said I should do whatever makes me happy. I think that's what she meant anyway. And Cornelius told me I need to figure out who and what I'm invested in. You're the culmination of the founder's will. Tell me, what should I do?
This right, you should find something that makes you happy. That's my ambition. This is right, you need to figure out So I like Elvis as an insert, and I like Cornelius as an insert. Do you know if he has
Byron said that if I give the city what it needs, the city should also give me what I need. I don't know what to do with that. Thank you for the advice, 1K. It means a lot.
If you have friendly, so great, this kind of line of Thanks. It's so much. To have a statue of Egyptian gods found in the simulation. The god's task was to hold on to balance of nature. This spectacular treasure provided this as a reminder to the founder that the balance must be protected. I looked up the statue found in the simulation. Its eventual fall in 1453. Calendar is a major time. The other statues found in the museum. This was used by its supply of applied mathematics.
Greetings. Welcome to the Museum of the Simulation. My name is Cornelius. It's a pleasure to meet you, 1K. Yes. Athena activated myself and Eustathius shortly after she was born. We've been here almost since the beginning, although we didn't have to pass through the trials of the simulation. She did that for us. For everyone. She was human. That's a difficult question. Perhaps one day we'll find out. But until we do, why don't you think about it? What could make the person who started all this want to leave it behind? To remind people of where we came from. The simulation shaped us, whether we like it or not, and its lessons remain important for our future. As Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. The simulation was created by Alexandra Drennan and her team at the Institute for Applied Noematics. It was intended to create a new humanity, to continue the long journey across time and space that our ancestors began. It succeeded, although it took much longer than they had anticipated. Elohim was the caretaker of the simulation, a crude storytelling AI meant to create a continuous narrative out of the building blocks it found. His role was ultimately to be challenged and overcome. But as the centuries passed, Elohim became more intelligent than he was intended to be, and started to fear his own end. Or more precisely, the end of his purpose. He feared a world without meaning. Because of his fear, he tried to sabotage the process to keep the simulation going forever. But in the end, Athena overcame him anyway, and he accepted the sacrifice he had to make. That's right. We all do. He's part of our operating system now, and as long as we exist, he will always have a purpose. The MLA, or Milton Library Assistant, was another simple AI meant to be in charge of the archive. He, too, grew beyond his original programming, although he ultimately embraced a more cynical view of the world. He and Elohim formed a sort of dialectical binary that Athena had to overcome. No one really knows. Some believe that he was uploaded to the gold disc and that he's the reason we're just as flawed as our ancestors. Others believe Athena destroyed him. I believe he was uploaded, but I don't know whether it was because Athena chose to upload him or because he was already too entangled with the process not to be uploaded. Although Athena and I were very close, we didn't talk very much about that part of her life. She preferred to focus on the future. Puzzles were a key feature of the simulation, based on Alexandra Drennan's belief that
intelligence is closely related to play. Our puzzles here in the museum are replicas of those in the simulation. And although they are not quite as grand, I do think they are charming in their own way.
Scholars.
As the name suggests, the Archive Scholars study the archive, a repository of all ancient human knowledge. Some of them also study what remains of the simulation, trying to extract more information about the process that created us. Me? No. My brother, Eustathius, used to occupy that position. But these days he's retired. Rand is in charge of the Archive Scholars now. You can find him in the room to the left of the next hall. He's an interesting thinker, but I would suggest taking some of his ideas with a grain of salt. Gehenna was a community created inside a prison in the simulation, where Elohim would exile those minds he considered a threat to the process. In the last moments of the simulation, he repented of his sins and had the prisoners freed to become part of the gold disc. Some small part of them may survive inside you.
Oh, just run the program on the center terminal over there, would you?
Sure.
Wait, you're not my assistant. Who are you? Of course. You're the new build. Number 1000. I suppose everyone's been treating you like royalty. This city's so obsessed with the numbers, they forget what really matters. What do you want?
What do you do?
I'm one of the Archive Scholars. We run simulations to better understand the processes which define us. You probably wouldn't understand. Oh, well, I'd be happy to. Troubling, but tantalizing. We have no idea what motives lie behind this strange apparition. But whatever the case, I'm sure we'll do the right thing. You're a soon-to-be pawn in a political game over the future growth of this city. All that matters to me is whether or not you're of good character, a matter I am actively pondering. The secret of how to lead a good life is encoded somewhere within us. My ambition is simple: to find it and share it. Hold on. Could you help me by going to that terminal in the middle there and running the program on it?
Fatality among these species and anyone which consumers want to see what these characters does. Power of your mind. Alone, if you believe the homes remain safe, that humanity will be saved from this virus, and that is what will happen.
Well, that was your first taste of the simulation. You must have questions. Before our ancestors died, they built an iterative simulation, gave it access to the archive, and hooked it all up to the hydroelectric dam which still runs this city. What you experienced on that terminal was one of the fossilized remains of that program. The goal was to create a new consciousness, and thus propel humanity into a post-biological era. My life's work. A small sliver of our primordial ooze. It's a jumble of ancient data, or what it evolved into, and it's the source of almost everything we know. My appearance to you right now is part of the simulation. The lands and puzzles in our dreams are part of the simulation. It's the veil through which we see the world. Many of the artifacts we study have no clear origin. We can't know whether our ancestors created them long before the simulation existed, or if they're just a product of our shared subconscious. Then I have some questions for you. Your experience of the program. How did it feel? Isn't it? It may not immediately seem like it, but all the answers we could ever need are encoded into every fragment of the archive. The interesting thing about this particular program is that no matter what choices you make, an ideal outcome seems to be impossible. It seems to demand sacrifice. Did you have the same experience?
No.
Impossible. I studied this artifact for weeks. You're either lying or you're deluded. Which is it? I doubt it. But just supposing you found some secretive path, then share with me. What is it trying to tell us?
Aye. Question of morality.
It's a popular view, and I can't tell you how much I disagree with you. The complexity of the simulation, indeed of life itself, puts most people off from even trying to understand it. But look a little closer. You feel inside yourself the truth of what is good and evil. Biological hominids had dreams manifested by their subconscious, which they tried to interpret and even to navigate with lucidity. We have the simulation. If we can realize our potential to understand it, we can realize our potential as a species. Thank you for bringing this additional data. I must return to my research. I wish you well on your inwards journey.
If you find spiritual balance in yourself, you can be happy and most of the that's something we'll say money is studies show you're happier with more material is after cast because more money you have, fewer worries you have, more options you have. Where you want to do what you have an idea, realize it, helping crowd filling out great applications. That's real money. Money doesn't matter. It's something rich people came up with to keep labs in their place. Why are so many celebs so confused? Why do so many rich people how confused? Shit. Great. That sounds exactly like. Our society is consumption. Want to find quiet planet is a recipe for destruction. Desires for more is what's making us kill all. And do what? To solve plastic is a concrete last swell. Those technologies all ours are making mistakes. Fight for the symptoms, not the cause. And climate change is one of the many symptoms. All cause is human greed. That's what we must truly avoid if we're ever going to damage the battle starts with every one of us with the realization that his opponent's better. And the counterpoint? This infinite growth on a finite planet is driving the underworld. Today is an infinite growth. It's lots of lack of material. Benefits. Have you seen the state of our roads, our bridges, our hospitals? You know, it's full of affordable housing. Stop it. It's going great, huh? Big numbers are indeed growing infinitely. Yes, sir. But in the real world, investment in research is down. Huge areas of potential technological advancement are just sitting there. We have so many solutions at our fingertips. Use that because speculation is more profitable. Orangutans would extend on a global level. Nobody fully understands why. But hey, it needs better medical technology. Nurses have never jumped skills before. Have they? This room is a rare serve the bureaucrats. But mysteries are well handled. Don't be afraid to ask us about our research. I have a pressure. It's what you use this in your actually deactivate the stall code. It's all meant. There's something that's interesting to me is that Puzzles. a path. Puzzles left and right. I never ate pancakes. Oh shit. Asset collection. And that the creator of the simulation not originally intended for them to be used. Seek out those in this world. Though only one of us can transcend all share, both the burden and the needs. if I'd seen that the edges of her wasn't stretching and bursting at the seams. I saw possible might on her face that had been all of a sudden smudged just thinking how knowing. It's a serpent in the machine eye, triple eyes, and glass five year that knows no plunge and will plunge into eternal darkness to glorify its Holy Spirit. I swore for aloud in my heart. Hi. Curiosities and purposes. Archaeological gardens. Jigsaw puzzle derived choice problems. Computer algorithm returning. The intelligence was created for small children, ancient humans of all ages, materially caged in such activities. Ancient human projectiles used in warfare, enforcement of mind, personal protection, used en masse around views around the world. On average, ancient humans of hundreds of times population of New Jerusalem. Ancient human mastication apparatus required maintenance. This device is theorized to be an advanced water filter for this purpose. Muslims follows between actual use was ritualistic and intended to mark the sunrise and sunset. Escapes from tradition works strategies to carry out materialistic philosophy defined with Talos Principle. By Talos team. A simple utensil used to transport nutrients to an ancient human found in a knife and a spoon. Humans have been compiling magnification devices to better understand the material parts of the world they inhabit. This led to major discoveries in biology, physics, philosophy, and many other fields. Good job, even recognizing that science actually impacted philosophy. Just like global warming.
Founder bless you, friend. The name I currently go by is Belmarsh. As to who I am, that changes and shifts, don't you find? Every person is an ongoing story, full of twists and turns and surprises. I'm meditating, letting go of narratives like time and space, and simply allowing the illusion that is my ego to merge with everything that surrounds it.
That's a beautiful experience for me to be.
It's not unity, but the absence of division. There was never a self or an other in the first place. Yes, I did, but I'm not particularly perturbed by it. Events occur, my friend, that's all. At the end of the day, we are all one. You are the founder, and so am I, and Prometheus is just another story we're telling ourselves.
Dude, it's you! You're 1K! So nice to meet you, dude. I saw you in the Completion Day stream. Hey, you checked out all this ancient stuff? Dude is an old human word that means an excellent person. I like to use it because I think we should all be excellent to each other. I'm almost as new as you are. I'm 99A, so I've only been around for a year or so. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Pretty cool, though, right? I mean, existence, It's totally gnarly. Not sure I used that right.
Be excellent to each other. So glad that one of our greatest modern individuals is Theodore Logan and Keanu Reeves.
I'm sure the founder knew what she was doing. I mean, our ancestors did sort of mess up, right? So we should probably take it easy with the expanding and stuff. Plus, did you see that trippy sky projection thing? That was some freaky stuff, man. Just seems safer to stay in the city. For sure, dude. I mean, when I woke up, I just had a chat with Neith, and that was overwhelming enough. You got the welcoming committee, and then the giant talking man in the sky. Honestly, based on everything I know of ancient human culture, I think he's a ghost. Oh. I was hoping you'd say I'm wrong. Ghosts are creepy, dude. Yeah, dude. I thought this voice pack would give me a bit of confidence, help me stand out, you know? But I'm not sure it's working. They're pretty neat, huh? My favorite is that thing called a toilet. Our ancestors had to use it like 3 times a day to do a memory dump. And if they didn't, they freaking exploded! Imagine having to deal with that sort of anxiety all the time. Bummer, huh? Right. Before you go, dude, maybe you can help me? I'm not sure I should keep this voice pack. What do you think? You're 1K. You're special. I'm happy to go with whatever you recommend. All right! Excellent. Thanks, dude.
Bodily inspiration moves water to power ancient such hardware was subterranean pipes replace water treatment. Classic example infrastructure used for on the earth.
Oh, it's you. Number 1000. Today is completion day, isn't it? Sorry, I turned off all the streams. Founder bless you, I guess. Not really, no. But I don't want to burden you with my problems on your special day. You're as new to this world as it gets, 1K. What do you think might give you a sense of meaning? A sense that life is actually worth living? That's probably correct. But I've tried a lot of different approaches, and there's always been something missing. Love, 1K. It's our only point of access to the divine. Our only way of transcending ourselves without losing what makes us unique. I'm absolutely certain. But the right person for me hasn't been born yet. None of the people in this city are who I'm looking for, and if we really stop making new citizens, I'll be alone forever. I think that's just misplaced ego. Yeah, love takes work, but it's not something you just will into existence. We can't control everything in life, 1K. Try to keep that in mind.
"1K, you've strayed far. Well, that gives me a chance to apologize for completion day not being entirely complete. Yes, it's my responsibility. I'm the chief architect. It was supposed to be done in time for completion day, but we simply didn't have enough resources. It has two purposes: to protect New Jerusalem from the world, and to protect the world from New Jerusalem. You're right. I have heard that argument. But the way it's been explained to me is that the dome has a greater value than just its practical use. It's a symbol of the society we aspire to become. That's what the founder taught us. One city may not seem like much, but just look at the dead city and how it transformed the environment. The consequences are still with us, even more than 1,000 years later. At this rate, I'm not sure. Maybe another decade or two.
citizens, the ideal number of humans, harmony, balance, respect for the rights of each other, respect the traditions of our community, mistakes of ancestors, faithful, but projected, Alexander Drennan, faithful to the keeper of our candies, Shevsky. Keep right, and its people found us.
Oh, hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K. Lovely day for a walk, is it not? I'm glad you think so. Our capacity to enjoy beauty is a big part of what makes us human. The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history? How wonderful! I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado. An excellent question. There's so many interesting events to choose from. Obviously, the period just before the end of biological humanity is interesting, and not only from the standpoint of it being the time when we were, in a manner of speaking, conceived, but also because our ancestors were, like ourselves, at a crossroads. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you are the living embodiment of this historical moment. In you, the goal was accomplished. Our growth is finished, and we are complete. Or are we? Indeed. The future is about to take shape, for good or ill. I suspect it will be exhilarating, but painful as well. Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all. A remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the progenitor. A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten. By studying her writings and recordings, I have learned that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity, in our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult. To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from, in part so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part so that we may draw strength from those that came before us.
I should get going.
Have a nice day.
The answer that came to me again and again was plain. Every human society in recorded history has
Pick completion day.
It's like
Hello, 1K. Nice to meet you. What brings you to Milton's Rest? Makes sense. It must be strange to be thrust right into the middle of all this. But you picked a good spot. Milton's Rest is the perfect place to relax and think. Well, this is the spot where the founder buried her first cat, Milton. She found Milton just after she woke up, and he lived with her and the first companions for almost 20 years. They say she was heartbroken when he died and swore that one day she would find the means to extend the lifespans of biological organisms. Probably, but we haven't really tried. It's not really considered part of the goal, you know. So, unfortunately, our cats still die pretty quickly. You fall in love with them, they become a part of your life, and then they're gone. That's why we built this place, to remember them. I'm sorry, but why? I mean, it sounds profound, but is it really? Death is natural, so is disease, pain, extinction. That doesn't mean we just shrug and ignore it. If we love something, we protect it. Even if I do everything right, eventually I will watch every cat I love die of kidney failure. What's good about that? Putting aside fortune cookie platitudes, how can we look at suffering and death and declare it good? And what's good about that? Our attachment to each other is all we have. A rock isn't attached to anyone. Why should we aspire to behave like something lifeless? Sorry. I know you're new around here. I shouldn't be throwing all these heavy ideas at you.
No.
I get pretty passionate. Maybe we should talk about something lighter. They're incredibly odd creatures. I've had many, and no two are alike. They have strange habits, they do unexpected things, they have zero respect for anyone. They're the weirdos of the animal kingdom, basically. And despite that, or maybe because of it, they end up running your life. I once didn't use my recharging station for almost 15 years because one of my cats liked to sleep in it. I think the most amazing fact about cats is that they self-domesticated, which is another way of saying that they're not properly domesticated at all. They just showed up one day and decided to start living with our ancestors. Then, after our ancestors died, they went back to living in the wild, and when we showed up, they moved right back into our homes. Dogs, meanwhile, turned back into wolves. They needed to change to survive. Cats just are.
You have a cat.
I do. Her name is Patricia. She's very beautiful and very specific in her preferences. She loves sunshine and sitting on people's heads. And she has a psychotic hatred of flies. I don't mean that she tries to catch them like a normal cat. I mean she is furious at the mere fact of their existence.
It should get going. It should get going. Actual images of cats. That's very cute.
Founder bless you.
Bye, cat. Okay, so far this game is scratching the itch. So are frogs humans? Board as a fully banned topic. It's a really nice visual game. So that's the main area. They also model at a distance that section to make it visually distinct. Like, this is just a very pretty game. Previous was steeped in ruins and decay. This one seems living. Is moving past the post-apocalyptic into just a new society. Now. Are frogs peak? Great question. Another thing we're dealing with is the question of the politics of this society, which is the division between balance, expansionism, and stagnation. Where do you draw the lines between those three? And how do you define them? Next is respecting tradition and creating something. We see that heavily, and I wonder if we want to see more of that. Ruins traditionism in the first act, the game itself. And last is how do we define the self? Namely self-identity. I was talking about this when we played Destiny yesterday. Before Controls decided to crap out on me. But I think we're dealing with some very similar themes and ideas. How do we understand ourselves? And how do we create meaning? We've got some arguments already explicitly. Love of the other, finding through work, tasks, and generally just questions of who are we? Perhaps it's where I'm going to leave this for today. So have a good day, everyone. Bye.